So first you have to put x into your calculator and absolute value bars and y equals math x second graph. Well, first you have to see what the graph looks like. So it looks like that. You hit second graph. You go to plug in -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And then after you do that, if the plot in the red Sox, and that's 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So you go to -2, then you go up 2. Then you go to -1, 1. Then you go to the turning point, which is 0. Then you go to 1, 1, which is right here. Then you go to 2, 2, which is right there. Then you have to connect to your points. Then you have to label it, and that's f of x equals x.
As you can see here, I have two piecewise functions. The first one is y equals 4, and the second one is y equals the absolute value of x. The only difference between a standard function and a piecewise function are these x values right here. And so what they mean is that the y can equal 4 for the first one between 1 and 6. It can't be less than 1 and it can't be higher than 6 because it says 1 is less than or equal to x and x is less than or equal to 6. And for the second one, it says y equals the absolute value of x, and -2 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 5. Now what this means is that x can't equal -2, and it can't be lower than that, but it can't be higher than 5. It can be 4, but it can't be any value over 5 or 5 itself. So, basically, that's how piecewise functions go. It's regular standard functions, except it has a limit. So I'm going to show you how to graph them. So, as you can see here, I have the first piecewise function, y equals 4. And so basically what you would do is you would go up, find 4 on the positive value chart right here. Sorry, my shadow got in the way, but you would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you plot the point right there. And you keep doing that till you get to 6. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I plotted the points, and so what you're going to do is put a line through them. So you're not going to put arrows at the end of them like you would do for a standard function when you graphed it, because it can't be less than 1 and it can't be higher than 6, as you can see here. So this would just basically be your answer, and you would just label it y equals 4. And then for the second one, it says y equals the absolute value of x, and then it also says -2 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 5. So what you do is that you will find the absolute value of x when x is -2, which will be 2. So you go up 2, and then you plot the point. You do that for every single point, and I'm going to do that right now. Should also say that this can only work between -2 and 4 right now, and I'll show you what happens when you get up to 5. So I applied every point between -2 and 4. Now when you get up to 5, since it's not a part of it, you're going to put a circle where 5 is. So you put a circle there, showing that it's not part of the graph, and then you put a line through it like you did for the last one. but you won't put the arrow still because it can only be between these two values. And so that's basically how you write piecewise functions and how you would graph a piecewise function. So in the last segment, I forgot to say that you needed to put the y equals the absolute value of x when you graph this. If it wasn't clear before, when I said with the y equals 4, you would also do it for every single piecewise function. But I also forgot to show you in the last segment how to put this into your calculator. So I'm going to have to move the camera to show you the proper lighting of this, which is harder for me because I also have to lean this up. Sorry, this is really bad. Okay. Oh wait, you can see it now. Okay. So what you do is turn it on, obviously, and then you would go up here, put y equals, and then you'll bring this. And obviously, if you're going to do something like this, you will press 4 for the first one. Then you will go down. I accidentally pressed delete, the 4, and then you would go down. And then for the absolute values, you would do what Dan said. You go to math, you go to right one, and you press ABS. 1 second. Sorry. And then you would go down here, press X. That was the wrong button. I keep pressing the wrong button. Hold on a second. If you want to do it not the way that I'm doing it, you would just go here and press alpha. Go down to STO, and it would have X in green, which is for alpha. Press that, and X would come up right there. I'm going to do it now for the time, and then you would close parentheses. And, hold on a second, Okay, so now you would press graph. That would graph it like it's a regular function. Now the difference here is that you have to press second, press graph again, and it says trace above table above the graph, and then you would bring it to here. So basically you would go to the values of x. So as you can see here, it says the values of x between 1 and 6. You will find the values here and you plot them, and same thing with the value of y equals the absolute value of x. You'll find the values here and you look under y2 for the absolute value of x. You look under y1 for the y equals 4. And so that's basically how you use your calculator with piecewise functions.